I have found some poison ivy, and I wanted to show you what it looks like. Here's a close-up. These are very young leaves. They're just starting to get glossy, but they have 3 serrated leaves. This one is vining and sticking to the wall. And when we first moved in our property, we had so much of it in our woods, and little by little we claimed different areas of the property and put down grass and did plantings, but my husband and I got very bad cases along the way. So every now and then the woods try to claim the land back, and some poison ivy shoots up from some old vines. Let me give you a closer look. Now if this were an older plant, it would be a little reddish, but this is the bright spring green, first new growth. And what I'm going to do is, of course, I'm not going to touch it at all. I'm just going to snip it at the base where it's growing. And then I'm just going to put cardboard over where it's growing from and newspaper and block the light and keep an eye on it. But hopefully if I block out the light, we won't have any more shoots coming up. But I'm going to very carefully cut it. Actually, this is where it's coming from. It's a very thick root, as you can see. So I'm going to cut it right here. And these scissors are going to get a good wash. And if I just cut that off, it's going to die. I'll cut a couple more pieces. Just kind of chop it up so that the vine doesn't send down too much. I'm not even going to take this to the trash can, guys. I'm not handling it at all, and I'm going to be very careful washing my scissors. But I'm going to let the rest of it just dry on the wall, and it's a very hot day, so it's just going to dry up. It will not survive without its attachment to the roots. And let me go ahead and cover that up with some newspaper. I know the camera is probably all over the place, but I'm really trying to pay attention to the poison ivy. So I'm going to put just a really thick batch of paper over here and block that out. And I'm not going to give it a chance. I'm going to put a rock over that as well, just so it stays in place. But that's it, guys. That is my poison ivy abatement technique. And if any little sprouts come out, I can easily handle those. But I'm going to very carefully wash these scissors with alcohol and lots of soap and water. And I'm not going to touch those blades because one of the reasons poison ivy gives you such a bad rash is it has oils in every part, the leaves, the stems, the roots, and that is very hard to get off your skin. So I will not be touching that tool at all. Gonna give that a good wash, and I'll just finish off this project with a rock to hold that newspaper in place. And there we go, a totally safe, natural way of doing away with the poison ivy. And of course I'll be coming out here and snipping anything that might come back around. This top part will just dry up, but that's it. No chemicals needed. I did not injure myself, which is always a good thing, but completely natural, easy poison ivy eradication. Here's another small bit, and I cut this back last year as well. You can see my old newspaper, and hopefully I'm weakening it. I'll cut it back again this year, but you can see this example has a little bit more of a shine to it, and that's very typical of poison ivy. The other one was such fresh new leaves that it really hadn't developed that shine yet, but that one is a typical example. So there's an ID for you, and it's really important to know what poison ivy looks like so you don't reach down and just weed it. So I'm going to do the same technique, just chop it back and throw some cardboard and newspaper over it. And my little resin garden turtle's gonna do the job over here of holding that vine back. Now that has come back from last year, so I will make sure I do a lot of chopping back of anything I see coming out of there. But again, totally natural, no need to be spraying chemicals that would hurt your other plants and hurt the environment. But guys, I wanted to finish with something pretty, because poison ivy is not a very fun topic. Look at my clematis. And it's still full of buds that haven't opened yet. Isn't that spectacular? I'm gonna move back a little bit. But that color is just absolutely magnificent. This was a gift from my friend Lori. Isn't that beautiful, guys? And as you can see, the bugs are out. Such a warm day. But that has created a spectacular display over on this side of the garden. And I have little birds coming in and out of the nest, so I try not to be over here too much, but I did want to show you this gorgeous clematis. I'm not sure what type it is. I didn't do any cutting back, and it just came back magnificently on its own. So if you have any ideas which type, I know there are 3 different types, let me know down below. But that's it, guys. I just wanted to finish off with something pretty, since we had a very dangerous topic to begin with. So I hope you're having fun in your garden, and I'll see you next time.